It is a match day 19 in the Cosafa Under-20 Youth Championship for the 2020 edition, and it is a final. Hello and welcome to the beautiful Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium, a world-class venue, very fitting for this momentous occasion between the two sides. It is a final in the Cosafa Under-20 Youth Championship, and history will be made today, irrespective of which side. First time that the team really could go another step in terms of claiming the gold. They have reached this particular point before, but it will take so much from them in terms of getting through and winning the gold. When you look at Mozambique, history for them as well to make it to this particular point in the competition. It is the very first time that this particular side has gone through to the final. As you look at their journeys, two teams that come from different groups in the Cosafa Under-20 Youth Championship. For Mozambique, they had to bundle out Zimbabwe and then withstand the pressure from South Africa to make sure that they finish top of the group, and they go through as group leaders into the semi-finals. When you look at Group B, that's where they had the defending champions in Zambia. And when you look at the journey that Namibia had to go through, this is a team that qualified in the semi-finals as the best runners-up, and now they find themselves in the final. Group C had only 3 teams, and with Angola going through on a goal difference, a big point for a lot of coaches that spoke about this and the importance of it, and we saw Angola going through as Group C winners. It is a big occasion, and it will even get bigger for one particular player in terms of the player that will be chosen as player of the tournament. They will get a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to go to Villarreal, which is a team in La Liga Santander. The player of the tournament, that is a special occasion. As we look at what transpired in the knockout stages, as far as semi-finals are concerned, we saw these two teams that we'll see in action bundle out some of the big names in terms of the competition. Namibia, they had to try and win at all costs against Angola. Well, for Mozambique, this is a side that has not conceded in the competition, and they won against the defending champions on penalties. It sets up nicely then for the final in terms of what we have for today. Well, for both these coaches, a win in the Cosafa Under-20 Championship can do a lot for their resume, but let's hear their thought ahead of this. Coach, Namibia are in the final of the Cosafa Under-20 Championship, playing in a world-class venue. How does that feel?
Look, it's a tremendous feeling. You know, it's a feeling that you cannot describe. This is a huge day for the boys. This is more about for them. This is a moment where they'll never forget. This, you know, such moments like this, it's hard to forget. You know, even when you have children, and then you can always tell them about what you have achieved, where you've played. There's a world-class venue. And these boys only see it on television. Today they are on it. Today they are playing on it. And most of all, they are playing a Cosafa Cup final. So it's a joy. It's a joy. You should have seen their faces when they got to the dressing room. I just hope that they will do our nation proud, because today we are going to play for our nation. You know, we love our country. We didn't just come here to partake or to make up numbers, but we came here to compete, and we did that. You know, the grace was on our side, you know, and look where we are. We're in the final today.
Thank you. All the best.
Thank you so much.
Coach, today Mozambique make history in terms of reaching the Cosafa Under-20 final.
Yes, we are he's proud of the boys. So I am proud of the boys, the work they did here in the tournament. But it's the final, and we'll try everything to win.
The team gets to the stage of the tournament having not conceded any goals. What does that do to them mentally?
It's good. It's good to not concede. It means when you don't concede, you don't lose games. So it's the main thing we take for this tournament, is to play together. Football is not individual, it's collective. So we try our best. I hope we keep that clean sheet today. It means we are near to win the tournament.
Thank you. All the best.
Thank you.
Let's look at what we have in store for you today. It is a final of the Cosafa Under-20 Youth Championship. It is Namibia that take on Mozambique, all in hopes of lifting the beautiful trophy, having already Angola claimed the bronze in the Cosafa Under-20 Youth Championship. Now let's get into the team news as far as Namibia is concerned. Now we do have Roman Barons that will come in. When you look at Mozambique, a forced change with Berlamino that had to go out Manish based on receiving that red card in the final game. A player that now comes on is a Clade Tropper. So as things stand between these two sides, a reminder that these are the two sides that will be representing the South Zone in the total Under-20 African Cup of Nations that will be happening out in Mauritania. But for today, the mindset is all about getting the gold and of course receiving this beautiful trophy that is alongside me. Well, our dynamic duo in terms of commentary today, we do have Bafana Mosman as well as Mutlogeleng Kinlinda for this one.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium, very iconic stadium. Brings to you live the Cosafa Under-20 final between Mozambique as well as Namibia. The duo have already sealed their place at the Continental Showpiece next year, and they stay on track to reach the 2021 FIFA World Cup. Weather is good, solid, no wind at all to tell of, and the sun is shining bright in what will be an exciting encounter. Mozambique held champions Zambia rather, to a goalless draw, despite playing 52 minutes with 10 men down. And for Namibia, they claimed their place in the final with a hard-fought victory against Angola, who were favorites and clinched the third spot in terms of the bronze in the match that we brought to you earlier. Both these teams make it into the final of the 2020 edition. Mozambique had a 12-year wait for them to get to this stage and try once more to take a shot and see if they'll be crowned champions. Well, for Namibia, they surprised everyone in 2010 and reached the finals of the Cosafa Under-20, only to lose to Zambia by 4-0. So today, after a 10-year wait, they get their second opportunity in the final to see if they can go on to be crowned glory in this competition. What has served up as a qualifier to the Under-20 Africa Cup of Nations in Mauritania has seen Namibia as well as Mozambique book their place in Mauritania to go on and represent the southern region. Well, officials come out led by policemen by profession, in Abongile Tom leads out the team of referees today. Two Zambians make the officials in the final officials of the day. Zambia comes out, much expected from them. They play a 3-4-3 formation, allows them to go forward, also to stick it out in defense. Well, Namibia have really been a surprise package also in this tournament, not having taken part in 2018 and 2019. They've missed out on both years. No one expected much from them when they came in. But the young brave warriors showed everybody that yes, they've spent 2 years without professional football in Namibia, but the talent they've got, they came, assembled a team within 3 weeks, and it is competing. So the national anthems of the two teams done and dusted with the match proceedings. We'll show you shortly how the two teams will be lining up this afternoon. It's everything to play for as far as the next 90 minutes is concerned. I'm not alone in commentary. I'm joined by Mutlugeleng Kininda. Also, what can we expect, Mutlugeleng, in this game today?
No, simple basic things, yeah? It's formations that are familiar with both sides. They've been using them, so they'll be looking into maybe capitalizing on that and taking advantage of that as well.
Well, referee Abongile Tom of South Africa leads the team today. Edgar Romeka of Zimbabwe is the first assistant. Daina Chikotecha of Zambia is the second assistant, with Hamilal Monji of Zambia as well as the fourth official in this final. Well, this final ends the stronghold that South Africa as well as Zambia had for the last 9 years. South Africa and Zambia have always been present in the finals, with South Africa having won it 5 times and 4 times by Zambia. This is how Namibia lines up. Rauk Ntangwe keeps his place in the goals after saving 2 clean sheets, but everything else will be expected up front from Giovanni Narib. Stephen Danasep, the inspirational ever-great captain, wears the armband again today. No changes from the Mozambican team. Kamis Zavala keeps his place after doing well in the penalty shootout. Up front, much will be expected from Simon Capriano, and also can play from the bench with Janaluja also to look forward to. Coach Dario Montario, a striker in his heydays. James Brits leads Namibia in this afternoon. A surprise package more than anything else, but he's calm, he's done the job. He did say that for Mamelodi Sundowns, along with Orlando Pirates as well. Second team that he takes charge of, took charge of Deportivo de Maputo, and the Mozambique under 20 is the second side that he takes advantage. He takes sits rather in the coaching seat for. We await Abongile Tom to get the proceedings going this afternoon. It gets us underway with Mozambique kicking us off, wearing the yellow with a touch of black, attacking the goal to the left of your picture. And Namibia wearing the red with a touch of blue, attacking the goal to the right-hand side of your picture. We'll look to settle earlier. Here is Namibia. You look at the players of Mozambique more, you would notice the height, their physical presence also being there. How much of that will come into play in this game?
Before we rather get to the height, is the presence of mind up to scratch. Are they ready to take on the pacey Namibian side that presses and just aggressively it goes to them? However, you can have height, but if they keep the ball on the ground, how are you then going to play? It's all about tactical ability, tactical awareness, and playing smart, and you'll find yourself better positioned.
Well, both goalkeepers have really done well. Zavala of Mozambique is yet to concede a goal, while Rahuka has conceded 2 goals but redeemed himself very well in the last 2 games by keeping two clean sheets.
I mean, as a keeper, you would really consider him when they mentioned goalkeeper of the tournament, a solid keeper. One for the future for his national team. That's if he stays throughout or he decides to relocate to one of the teams in France, because there's been conversations that are teams that are having an eye on him, and he's set for trials.
Narib looking to control things in the middle of the park and keep it rolling for Namibia. Baggio goes to Damasep. An inspirational captain is Stephen Damasep, and trying to clear it out in Kundeta. Wins the throw in for, or gives away the throw in rather. Short passes earlier on here from Mozambique. They really are connecting well with the ball, but settling early as possible in this game will be key.
The best way to settle early is start on the front foot, push your players, combine your touches, just have a clean communication and to not panic. Is one of the highlights you'd want to mention, especially with these young players, because sometimes they find their blood rushing to your head and just they're starting to shout at each other. So rather communicate and a smooth play will happen.
They're getting dead ball situations, throw-ins earlier on here in Namibia. They're getting closer and closer into that last third. Narib will look to control and is unable to really keep it rolling for Namibia. Paulinho doing well in defensive areas. Giovanni Narib, 19 years of age, has really been doing well for Namibia. Karwombi does well to lay it nicely for Namibia. They keep it rolling. Damasep out wide. Shares it nicely with Kanji. Kanji does well to find Juenza, but Juenza is unable to get to the end of the ball. It's the likes of Diaz dropping to cover up in defense on there. Long ball in search for Cipriano, who's got 2 goals so far in the tournament. But it will find Baggio Nashikwa. His height will certainly come very handy in this game. Narib. Long ball play. Alfasa keeps his eye on it and does well to get there first. Remains on his feet and keeps it rolling for Mozambique. Position given away. PT Amep will look to get that throwing as quick as he can. Bennett was trying to lay down there for the oncoming Juenza. Trying to build from the back, Mozambicans. Settling early will really come in handy in this game. Paulinho. Cipriano tries to keep it in, but Daina Chikweta is not in agreement that that ball was kept in.
And I've got to give credit to Cipriano's pace. If we're ever trying to just keep the centre backs and the full backs at bay, and if you give him room, he's most likely going to find himself in the box and he'll cut it back to his teammates. So you'd rather destroy the supply before he becomes a troublesome towards the defense of Mozambique. That is Namibia rather.
Well, early on here, Mozambique have an opportunity to launch one and will go right into the box. He's got the height in Chamese, Cipriano as well. And Alfase came all the way from their defensive areas to come and make numbers into the box. You can see Novella there as well. And Diaz Sebastião. So 5 of Mozambique. Tries to go up well. The keeper comes out and does not collect. But the referee will judge in his favor, luckily.
Well, a heavy collision there coming from him. Rauku, he was just charging for the ball, and luckily that it did not deflect on an opposition to go into goal. He was right with that run. He forced himself within the midst of players, so had it went in, it would have stood as a goal because there was no contact of the ball coming from his hands.
Cardoso Novella of Mozambique got up well there, won the ball aerially. The keeper just collided on him late on that occasion is Rauka. He'll be hoping to improve that concentration. Maybe you can say it's nerves earlier on, and he'll need to settle as soon as he can, because he had some sterling saves in the semi-final that really kept Namibia in the game against defending champions Zambia rather. Novella looks for support and is unable to read that well, and it's throw into Namibia.
Okay, like a communication there his teammates unable to give him room where to take the ball. So he gave away a throw in that easily.
Juwenze wide now for Namibia. Launch into the box, cleared with ease there from Tembe. Juwenza looks to keep it alive for Namibia. Shot comes in, and Jamase well positioned to deal with that. Again, trying to play it long and looking to release Cipriano. Irene Temba unable to keep that ball in. When it comes to how Mozambique line up, they've got 8 players that really play in the same team in the Mozambican football. So understanding is there. Amem. With Damasep. Narib will think about a shot, will take it, but Alfase will stand tall and block that ball.
Ideas are there, no one is sitting back. Everybody wants to just start high, catch them in a break and take those shots at goal when room allows. So it's an open game as things stand. We're just waiting for one to maybe crack the net.
Darisio Costa went wide, back to Darisio, cleared by Narib. Amib looks to release Njueza, locates him. He's got 2 in the box. And Benetta looks to get to that ball as quick as he can, but it's the bodies of Jamase that makes it difficult for him. Trying to bring that under control and failing to do so is Jose Zavala, but they still keep possession as Mozambique. Novella.
We've got to give credit to Prince Chueza with the way position play that he does. I mean, from the previous match against Angola, he played right behind the strikers alongside Steven Damasab, but now he's moved to the left-hand side of the pitch. So that's another player that is Valdemiro Paulinho. You don't allow much room to play the ball because he forces his body in and he crosses out in front of you. It's going to be difficult for you to rather protect it.
Well, on social media pages, we are live on Twitter. It is Cosafa _20 hashtag. And also on Instagram, it's hashtag Cosafa _20. With just 10 minutes gone, we still await the first goal of the match. The 2 teams are still deadlocked at 0-0. And both looking to settle as quick as possible, keeping it pretty much open in the first 10 minutes. If you've just joined us, welcome. You didn't miss much. We still await the first goal of the match as well. Does well. Thought he really kept it in. There is Paulinho. Now playing on the near side, switch side with Jamese. Gurira gets it back to Kandetu. And Kandetu back to base, and it's restarted from the goalkeeper. The ground is majestic. It's beautiful carpet, and the grass is made with ray grass, grass that really allows the free-flowing type of football and cut immaculately. So the pace of the ball will be slightly a bit quicker. Playing it dangerously there is the Namibian defense. Kandetu looking to get it through to his goalkeeper, but Cipriano keeping an eye on proceedings there. Narib finds Gurirab. Bennett calls for it. It is Narib again. Did well to continue with the run is Narib. Across it into the box. Narib again. He's got 2 to aim for. Alfase with the interception. Great defensive work from Alfase. They lose position to Karuombe. Juenza goes wide, does Juenza to Kanji. Angie looks to get it into the box, but he's blocked up. Karwombi. Looked good football from Namibia, very much encouraging. They come forward again, and eventually defenses are cleared out by Sebastião Dias.
Good movement of the ball coming from Giovanni Narip. I mean, creating that opportunity, losing the ball, and still puts pressure. He's just in front. He throws his body in. He knows what he needs to do. And the high pressing that he's playing is really going to be fruitful for his team, because he's willing to put those crosses. For a person with that small body, you would expect him to pull away from such hard tackles, but he's one player who just puts his body in front and just puts his body in the line. So it's good for Namibia going forward.
Well, good for Namibia. They've now won a free kick in a very good area. I did highlight the issue of the height as far as Mozambican players are concerned. And in situations like this, it will be interesting to see how Namibia can really work around that difference in physique. Directed goal, looking to hit the goal, but this time around it's the wall that stands tall, and free kick is given to Mozambique, an opportunity for them to clear their defenses. Damaseb again.
Well, he's up for a good task. I mean, being put to test. He needs to be more solid, and he needs to be showing more aggression, because it's a high pressing, and playing in the center is most likely going to try and bully those big center backs there, considering that his structure is not as big as theirs, and he's going to just try and force his way in.
Well, the curtain comes down on what has been a great Cosafa under 20 championship, hosted right by the Nelson Mandela Bay. The road didn't start yet. It started 6 weeks ago when we hosted the Senior Women's Championship, when Banyana Banyana of South Africa were crowned champions for the 4th time in the running. And the under 17 Tanzanian women were crowned champions after beating Zambia on penalties. We then moved on to the under 17 men, where South Africa as well as Zambia drew 1-1, and penalties decided it for South Africa.
Mr. Ronan Bennett there, just unable to get through the big man. Decides to pull Diaz Fumo for him to try and get through the ball. And the referee just picked that one up on time. Well spotted by the ref.
A technical change made by James Britt to bring in Bennett instead of Kanineb. Likes the way Bennett would play, presses high, and they get an opportunity now with a free kick in a much better position, an opportunity for them to get it into the box. They've got height advantage, so it will be interesting to see how they will use that to a positive effect in this game. They get an opportunity to send all their big men forward. Dario Montero asking to send one man to that wall to monitor it, and referee Abongile Tom will run through to that wall. Well, rules dictate that if there is a wall defending the opposite player, the team from the opposite side needs to give the space between that wall and not interrupt how that wall is done by their own defense. Got it into the box, keeper comes out and will look to punch that away. An offside flag is armed on the far side with Daina Chikoje.
It's a good call by the referee, but I can tell you, Rauku has been just stepping off his line and finding those balls. I think he's just bold enough to always charge for any high ball, which is good for a keeper because he has the advantage of using his hands, and he can get it at the ball's greatest height sometimes.
Ball played as far as Damasep looks to get it under control, but not given space by DS and company. Karwombe keeps it for Namibia. Concedes possession as soon as he got it. Tropper takes it long in trying to locate Grisho. For Namibia. Ball wide in to find Gurirat. Narib. Damasep. Does well to get around his man is Damasep, but Jamase stands tall, and the referee sees that Jamase was just too strong.
Oh, that's what he does best, this young man. If he gets a chance, he's going to exploit it. And if you give him room to dribble you, he's most likely going to try and get through or get past you. So it's just been quiet for him at the moment. But he'll eventually just pop out, and you'll see him explosively going forward, explosively dishing those passes and trying to dribble his way through as well.
As it's been throughout the tournament, the dead ball situations are tasked to Captain Fantastic. He's got a wonderful goal in the last match from the similar possession. Tries to curl it around the wall, but it will need more power if it is to beat Kemis Zavala.
I think more than anything, he was hoping for a bounce there, that one of his teammates would get closer and maybe poke it into net, and inviting ball for the keeper. But if it takes a bounce, then it sets the keeper off.
Paulinho looks for support, unable to locate one of his own. Novella will pick up on that ball for Mozambique. Namibian players asked to press and force mistakes from the defense of Mozambique. Kamis Zavala made a beautiful save that saw Mozambique stay in that match and keep it goalless against Zambia, and went on to the penalties to really hope for one thing, to just get one save, and he did just that and kept his side in it. James Bretz will be hoping that his side continues not to concede goals, but also in that assault of containing the pressure and breaking out. Jamese takes matters into his own hand as the captain, finds Novella. Novella goes wide to Augusto.
Opening his body there, just being able to open his body and try and advance up front, but he's denied that run by Tasio Augusto. Rather, no, not Tasio Augusto, Penuva Kanji, who blocked him, but a good move. That young man just opening his body and wanting to go to the bar line and get a crosser coming in.
Well, the battle of number 17s, 9 fouls already in total in this match, with just 21 minutes gone. It still remains 0-0. Again, Mozambique get an opportunity to send their big man forward. You can see with the number 19, Alpha Se, and Cipriano as well. The 5 in yellow are in the box for Mozambique. Outswinger to Alpha Se. Alpha Se connects. But Bennett did well there to really upset what he was trying to do.
Oh, good guidance coming from Bennett as a striker moving deep down with the centre back, who's more of a troublesome for any high balls. So for him to just assist defensively, that is Bennett is a good move, because he's now used to Alpha Se. So he's rather suggested that he drops deep with him and monitors him. Then they jog back together to their original positions.
Augusto plays it in, and it's played wide to Tropper. They're moving the ball nicely, is Mozambique. They keep it rolling, Novella. Out wide to Tembe. Looking to get into the box and loses his footing is Zugasto, the man who scored the winning penalty against Zambia. 18 years of age, also plays for Black Bull, one of the 9 players in the starting lineup, 2 of which are still on the bench. So they got 11 players from one team and went around the country to look for other players. So 2 players in the starting lineup. One that plays for Fravio Di Maputo is Novella Cardoso, wearing jersey number 6 for Mozambique. And also at the back, Alfacer plays for Privario Di Beria. The man on the ball is one of the 2 that doesn't play for Black Bull. Was unable to keep that ball in is Jose Zavala. Narib. Position given away. Can they get punished? Cyprian like looks to get around. The shot comes in eventually from Cipriano. Looking for his 3rd in the tournament to go joint goal scorer, but is unable to really keep it on target.
Forever in search, forever getting his body right within the midst of players. And there's a partner in crime, number 10, that is Valdemino. They just forever there looking for that goal.
Their presence is certainly troubling the defense of Namibia and finding it hard to deal with. Tropa allows Narib to close him down there. So, with 24 minutes gone, the referee has called for a cooling break. It will allow Coach Brits to really get his charges and get them going according to the plan that they had coming out of the changing room. We know how they play is Namibia with 23 degrees Celsius. Wind speeds are really easy to deal with because unlike the two venues we've been in at Wolfson as well as Kelvindale, they were quite open. The Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium is quite covered, so there is not a lot of room for wind speed to really dictate matters.
Oh, luckily, they're playing in a very good quality stadium, very closed. So the wind can't really affect the game unless they play high balls, which is also going to be just highly unlikely. So for me, I'd rather say Namibian side know what they want to do in this game. They have the 3 players in center there, but Chipenjabi, if he was to move to the right-hand side and bring Steven Demisab on the left-hand side, it will be then a different role, or just bring back Prince Chueza in the center so that he's the one that goes directly to Ronan Bennett. Then it will be a different Namibia, but the coach has twisted the squad a little bit, trying to add a little pace on the wingers, which is good for him, looking at the fullbacks of Mozambique. So he has a strategy in place. Maybe it needs more time for them to try and execute it.
You talk of time, they have exactly 20 minutes of official time in this half to make it work. Is Namibia, also is Mozambique. You get the sense that one of these sides is looking to score early and maybe go on and park the bus. We know the capabilities as far as parking the bus is Mozambique. They have won 2 of their opening matches and drew 2 of their last matches.
Well, there's nothing wrong with sitting back. I mean, if you score the goals that you want and you know that endurance-wise you can't contain the opposition, you opt to sit back, send a few troops to go mark. If they're tired, they make those substitutions that they used to be making, bringing on the likes of Pino just to solidify at that bit of height as well towards the last minutes of the game. So it's game management done well. No, it frustrates the opposition that it's a pass, but somebody has to win at the end of the day.
Somebody has to win it, with Namibia plays a lot on a high press and are able to contain and soak up pressure in defensive areas. Ball played into the box, keeper collects with ease, no pressure from Bennett as well as Narib, who are looking to get to the end of that ball.
Even seen much of the Mozambican keeper in this game. I'm just a bit worried that we only see Rauku during set pieces. Most of the time they just can't seem to combine touches and go forward. So it's a matter of getting closer and closer and additional members and try maybe get an early goal. Well, we can't say early because we're 27 minutes into the game now. We just need a goal that will set this game off and on a good start, because right now it's just a match playing. We're still in search of that direction.
Diaz gets it long. Cipriano in search of that much direction that Mo was talking about. The keeper came out, couldn't collect. Two running in for Mozambique, and easily cleared by Kandete. They recovered well in defense is Namibia, but caught that ball splitting the defense.
Well, I can tell you, keeper coming out of his line is still something you must look into. He popped out very well and is just able to assist his teammates and not get that goal. Oh, somebody just jumped on a Prince Chueza. That show why was such a high jump coming from Rene Tembe. Rather guide him out than to commit a foul. Well, it's in the opponent's half, so not really much to trouble.
Rauka has managed to keep 2 clean sheets as Namibia won their last 2 matches by just a 1 goal apiece. A narrow margin, really. They come away with it as Namibia, rather Mozambique. Using a lot of pace and a foul by Captain Damasep. Jose Savala.
He's asking for a card, this young man, Steven Damasep. He claims to be pulling back. However, it's a smart move, and the booking is well deserved. Young man could have let him run through and to kick him at the back.
Steven Damasep, grade 11 student, collected yellow card at just that half-hour mark of this match. Caught for pace there. Jose Zavala trying to cut inside and looking to get assistance from other man dressed in yellow, but they get another set piece. Line it up is the ratio Augusto, 18 years of age, plays for Black Bull as well. He scored the penalty that saw Mozambique book their place in the final. Takes it directly to the keeper, and the ball rolls into the net. Fainters of touch it from everybody running through. No touch from anyone else.
One thing I can tell you is that there's a poor communication coming from the keeper. He made the call, and I think an element of confidence that he wins all the high balls is what he does best. This time around, he made a call and was too far out. And that ball could have been cleared by the defenders, by his team. He needs to rather allow them to take responsibility. Nicely floated, and nothing bad on the ball, because even the Mozambican players that are going for the ball didn't make that contact. The likes of Alberto Alfase were there, but because of the call that said keeper, it left the ball watching because there was a keeper's call. Poor decision making coming from Rauku.
Treasure Augusto gets his first of the tournament and may prove very important as far as stakes are concerned in this match. It is Mozambique that lead Namibia by 1-0. Just in half an hour gone on here. The goal coming at the stroke of half an hour. They continue to press is Mozambique. We spoke about him coming out earlier on and that physique of the Mozambican players, and how that was going to play out. And already we've seen in that opportunity that the goalkeeper came out and found himself in no man's land. Foul throw will be given to Namibia, an opportunity for them to clear their defenses. We've seen quite a number of foul throws. I guess at this age we can really forgive the players.
It's all about Namibia just coming back to life here, if they can. I think they've got the abilities too. It's just a setback that happened at first half. They still need to maintain the focus and still carry on with the coach's instructions. They're most likely going to find themselves scoring one goal. But energy coming from Mozambican defense might be the most difficult time because they go hard. They kick everything that comes their way and they remain solid defending.
They continue them. Play allowed to just roll in. Cosafa does well to keep possession. Looks to release Cipriano and Paulinho. The referee will let that run. Cipriano not touched in that instance according to the referee. And the referee just checking on him.
Oh, Simon Cipriano trying to get on his bike here, but Baggio Nashicha was able to rather pull a clean tackle and just consider throwing.
Cipriano, Jamase, Novena. First touch too heavy, allows Jueza to gain possession for Namibia. Players slipping in there will really be much of a concern. The pitch hasn't really been watered. It's something they know that we can't see from here. But it's still Namibia with the ball. Juenza at the edge of the 18 area goes wide. Finds support in Amib. Amib goes wide in trying to find Bennett. He's got his back against goal, so he really can't take a shot. Wide to Gurirab. Gurirab plays it into the box, and at near post was almost Bennett, just got into the head with that. And cleared easy by the defense of Mozambique. Alfase again making sure that Bennett doesn't get to that ball. Jamase doing the work defensively. They clear out their defenses, Mozambique. We know they can defend very well. They've showed us in the last two matches. They held out for 52 minutes as 10 men after Menhase got a red card. So defensively, they've shown they can do it. Bernard plays for Kaizen.
I think for sure as players that you would look out for in the near future. I mean, if in 2018 was the top goal scorer of Cosafa under 17, it's just something that he says jokingly. He says, it's funny that I haven't scored in this particular tournament, but he's most likely going to find himself getting a goal soon. So he writes on his Twitter. This young man from Tutelani High School.
It's funny because catching up with the coach, Steven Damasev has been said that he's being played out of position. He's normally a striker. Ball into the box for Namibia. Will be collected with ease from Mozambique. Drashio Navela, second mistake from him. The coach will be noting those. Narib Damasev wide to Gurirab. Into the box instead of Amib, but it is Alfase that rises higher. First corner of the match goes the way of Namibia. Alfase, 19 years of age, plays for Frivario di Beria. Kemi Zavala yet to be beaten in open play in this match or in the tournament entirely. First corner to Namibia. Taken to Damasev. We'll think about a shot. Juenza. They come away looking to counter. Narib does well to intercept and slow things down, allowing his defense to recover. Just out of your view, there is a player down for Mozambique. It is their captain, Selton Jamase, 18 years of age. One of the 9 that plays for Blackpool. James Bridds. The side has conceded for the third time rather in this tournament. They've conceded 1-0 against Zambia. Went on to beat Malawi by 2-1. Also came back from a goal down in that match. They'll be hoping that the same thing doesn't happen this time around. So stretcher comes on for Jamase. Will certainly have Dario Monteiro very concerned. Looks like he may not return, but they'll take him out and try and work on him and see if he may recover in time to continue with this match.
I think it's just one of those sharp pains he felt when he was turning. Then obviously there was a twist of a knee, rather, just compared to his ankle. I think it's just one of those sharp pains. Maybe sometimes stretching was not done well. Now he's up and jogging. He's shuttling all the way to the halfway line to come back on. So it was just one of those sharp pains he couldn't get off.
Pushes too much and shows it too much to the defender. Able to run away with it is Namibia. Good it up. Damisap out wide to Juenza. Will keep that in play with ease. Looks for support. Karuombe to Damisap. Damisap wide to Ganji. Into the box in search of Bennett. Did well to rise up high, but couldn't really get to the end of that ball. In position, Amib lines it up for Juenza. Shot comes in. Tame one from Juenza. Lacked power. Had the direction though.
Well, there are two players in front of him, and he needed to find that space. So he was just ambitious taking that shot because two players had already blocked him. Maybe he went with his left foot because they were closing down his right foot. And you find that his left foot is not as strong as his right foot when he's stationary. So he would want to be more of a mobile person before he takes that shot, or be in motion rather than being mobile.
Chamase recovered and is able to continue with the match, much to the delight of Dario Monteiro. Leaving dangerously is Mozambique. Conceded possession there rather easy. Shot comes in from Damasep and it's blocked by Alpha Same. Coming into this match, we spoke about how much of an impact will Alpha Same have in this game, and is proving just that. Keeps it solid and rigid at the back.
And, with his strength that he has, I mean, he closes them down quickly, not afraid to put his body behind the ball. And now he needs to bring his partner in crime, and which are the two fullbacks, to try maybe and be as solid as him, because they seem to be beating Rene Tembe and Kai Tropa as well on the right hand side. So it's a matter of communication, or someone in the center between Darshu Agusho and Diaz Fimo need to drop in and just assist him, because can he sustain it? That's one of the questions we would have, and only time will tell if he'll be able to sustain this work rate.
Cipriano looking to keep it in, and last touch went. There's Namibia that get a throw in. Narib. Unable to keep that ball in was Narib. Paulinho. Novella seemed to have recovered well from the two mistakes that he made, and he's really back switched on again. Looking to play it out of their defenses, turning defense into attack in a matter of seconds. Paulinho It's got Cipriano and a mistake in the defense, but was easily cleared by Gurirab. But Mozambique still keep the ball. Novella doing well in that instance to ensure that they don't concede possession of the ball. Kanji.
It's a different Mozambique is playing here today. Just throwing the balls in the box, and they seem to be on the front foot and not sitting back like they normally do and wait for a team to commit.
Shot comes in there for the captain, Selton Jamase. 18-year-old unable to get it on target. They are playing different football as Mozambique, yes more. I really expected them to really be defensive, especially after they've scored a goal, and proving us wrong.
Oh, you can't be defensive between the two sides after watching each other and knowing that you've eliminated teams that are really quick and high tempo teams when you play against, and now you found a team that is more of a relaxed team that does the things from the training ground, and they are patiently building up. So you wouldn't want to be that team too. You would rather try and be more front foot.
You almost get the sense that they can give away corner kicks for as long as possible, because they've got the physique at the back to really deal with it. And you even see that Namibia have chosen to take that corner very short. Minute of regulation time remains. We're still waiting to see how many minutes will be added on as this game continues. Long ball played into the box and trying to search for Narib, but it's read well by Tropa. Looking to restart it for Mozambique.
I think the target man is Narib Kari on the right-hand side, left-hand side. And it just seems to be well monitored by this man, Clyde Tropa, who's just guiding his first touches and not giving him the room to have that important first touch that will just set him up for a cross.
Into the last third they come. Alfase again with a turning touch in this ball. Corner kick given. Third one for the match for Namibia. So 45 done and dusted. 3 minutes will be added on to the 45 that has elapsed. Outswing up to the middle. It's cleared out by Novella. Danger still not averted. Nashikwa wins it in a very good area for Namibia. Kurirab picks up on that ball, trying to take it wide to search for Amib, but it's easy pickings for Augusto, the man responsible for differentiating both sides. Looking for Cipriano in there. Long ball and trying to search Cipriano again for the second time, attempting it and almost locating him again.
Well, they know that Ngazuko and Nashiko are not the most comfortable players with the ball on their feet, so they prefer to punch them back. You can tell when Nashiko is in the box, they was just struggling to control that ball and bring it to his position where he could take a shot at goal. So it's a question mark when it comes to the defenders, and Mozambique have saw something, and they'll utilize that opportunity.
Does well to keep it, get it over and above his man. Narib wins it for Namibia. Gurirab back to Damasep. Also off the attack, easy is Damasep. So Mozambique not wanting to concede before the halftime. They've put in everyone back. Ball into the box again. Alfase standing tall. Looks to control it, was Jueza. Playing it out quickly on a counter. But it is Nashika that will do the cleaning up. Gurira Intercepted by Jose Zavala. Zavala to Paulinho. Wide. Cipriano looking to control that ball. Kanji does well to win possession. Wide to Narib. Can they get something out of this game going into the half with parity? No seems to be the answer. The goalkeeper, the Abongile Tom, giving tongue lashing to Cipriano. Well, Abongile Tom celebrates his 29th birthday on the 16th of December. So he'll be hoping to have a great final and a great tournament. So blows his whistle for halftime. So the first 45 have really been telling the two teams going at each other pound for pound, but it's Mozambique that are ahead by that man right there, 18-year-old Doricio Augusto, from a dead ball situation, and made sure that he punishes. So with the first 45, this is how it ends. Namibia go into the tunnels, trailing by a goal to nil against Mozambique. Then we So the first 45 ended with Mozambique proving dominant of the two teams by a goal to nil. Let's see really how proceedings really unraveled in the first half. Started with Mozambique pressing high on them. Cipriano winning that possession and came with a shot, with first shot in anger really there.
A bit of an ambitious shot. Well, he was at a better place. Could have placed it and picked a spot. Would have been better than for him to just balloon it like that.
The captain giving away a free kick in a very good area and being used up nicely by Mozambique. And the man that scored the winning penalty for for Mozambique rather, against Zambia, is the one that opens the scoring for the young Mambas.
I think Mozambique just adding numbers there, just disturbing. The defense of Namibia was just good enough, and keeper was too confident and made the call where he couldn't just get to the ball.
Had opportunities of their own. A tame shot came on earlier from Chiweza. Had the good idea but lacked the power. So statistically, this is how it was. 4 attempts on goal from Mozambique and 3 on target. Ball possession really favored Namibia in this game. Lerato is standing by with an interview.
Thank you very much, commentary team. Well, pitch side, I am joined by the Executive Mayor of Nelson Mandela Bay, Councillor Ngaba Panga. Thank you so much for joining us. Councillor, let's talk about hosting and being the home of Cosafa for different tournaments this year during a pandemic. From an organizational point of view, what did it mean for you as the Nelson Mandela Bay municipality?
Look, I must say that staff who have put up systems in place for us to be able to deliver this world-class performance for the country. And because in the city, this city, we want to make it, and we've always committed to that it should be a sporting destination. That our people should understand in South Africa the best place to come to is Nelson Mandela, because we have the beautiful sporting facilities like the facility we have. Therefore, the work that they've done, it's amazing, and I think we owe a sense of gratitude to them, the work that they've put up, and it's unbelievable. But as I was sitting up there, and I remember that today we're playing with Namibia and Mozambique, and many people might not necessarily understand the importance of that, because we owe our own freedom from these people. Where we are today, these people who are playing here in our field, in our shores, they fought so hard to make sure that we're free. And the freedom that I have a voice today to speak, we owe it to them. And many of the sporting guys who are playing here, they don't understand what it means to us as South Africa, that we can host these two nations who have given us freedom. Now what they're doing today, they're giving us sport for us to be happy. And I think South Africans should understand how important is that. And I'm so happy that our girls, they played so wonderful and brought the cup back home, as I'm going to take this cup and the other cups and bring it back to the president. And we have won, because our sporting girls, they won at the cup.
Thank you very much.
It has been a very difficult journey with a lot of challenges. You will appreciate that we have never hosted or organized a tournament during the COVID pandemic. So it was first for us, and first for the players, first for the officials. And I think at this point really I would like to take this opportunity and thank and appreciate everyone that came to PE to support us, the officials, yourselves, the players, and thank the executive committee of Cosafa for firstly allowing us to continue with the tournaments under these very, very trying and very difficult conditions, and thanking everyone for taking, if I may, the risk to come and be with us and make this tournament successful. We would have loved to have our competition organized in the different countries, like the Mauritius was going to organize the girls, and then Malawi was going to organize the boys under 17. Would have liked that to have happened, but hey, you don't choose. Sometimes these things get thrown to you. I am very happy that we've done this.
Welcome back to the majestic Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium. We're still coming to you live from the Eastern Cape, and we are lovely hosted by the city of Nelson Mandela Bay. A majestic stadium hosts a majestic tournament for the young lads. This is the Cosafa under 20 2020 edition. This is the final with Namibia trailing by a solitary goal from Augusto. What can we really expect in the second half?
It's all about just maintaining the pace and the tempo of the game, keeping most of the ball as far as Mozambique are concerned. And for Namibia, the only thing that they need to do now is spend a lot of time in the opponent's half, keep the ball on the ground, because every high ball, Alberto Alfa say, is one of the players that wins them and clears them away. So keep it on the ground and go straight at them, and you should be able to maybe slot in a shot there.
Well, already the team's looking to really get on with it. Did well in leading their team is Diaz of Zimbabwe, or rather Mozambique. Gamituka stands by to come on for Namibia. Comes on the plays for Giovanni Narib. Makes way for Kamatuka to come on. Edma Kamatuka. They call him Ronaldo in his team. And a substitution, another one made, and it's to bring up Piti Aneb in a second striker up front in Kaninep. So we're underway for the second half. Namibia attack the goal to the left hand side of your picture, with Mozambique attacking it to the right hand side of your picture. Shot comes in earlier here, and a touch from the new man Kaninep that's come in has resulted in an offside against Namibia. So a defensive substitution from Mozambique, a defender for a defender, as Zafros comes in for Tropa. And a midfielder substituted on the side of Namibia for a striker, and a winger for a winger. Those are the substitution. From Namibia, positive. From Mozambique, what can you say on it?
It's substitutions that are very instrumental. If you look at Mozambique, they're adding a big man there, trying to just shut the back door indirectly. They'll be sitting with four, obviously. They're going to have this man Altin coming on to assist Alpha Say. So it's just them solidifying the defense, adding a bit of height, and just adding a lot of aggressiveness for Mozambique. And Namibia is putting the likes of Kaninep. He's a player that you can't write off. He's a player who's very creative. He's a player who makes things happen, who finds a plan if need be. So he's most likely going to want to gel in. Hence, they make a substitution early in the second half.
Palinho comes away with it in search of Sapriano. Managed to stay onside as Sapriano is unable to bring the ball under control, but is given space to recover. And first touch lets him down there in Jose Zavala. Positive football for Mozambique. Ganji. Mozambique pressing Namibia. So certainly looks as though they will really keep this game open at these two sides. Damasep. Ball into the box. Not a cross that he would have liked. In getting it in there is Promise Gurirab, 18 years of age, plays for Atlantic Stars in Namibia. Let's remind you that the player of the tournament gets an opportunity to go to spend time in Spain with Villarreal of La Liga Santander. Will be hosted. We'll get to meet the players, get to train with the academy team. But obviously with everything else is COVID dependent. If the time is right for him to make the moves and the visit, then it shall be allowed. unable to really stay on his feet. Dario Mentario got a red card in the last match when he reacted to a red card that was given to his defender. Well, the rules allow him to just be suspended just for that game, for the remainder of that game rather, and he's able to get back in. Ball into the box. Keeper again looks to come out, but doesn't read it very well. It looks as if first instinct for Rauk is to just come out, and will collect that with ease for a strike from Jamase. Kamatuka unable to keep the ball rolling for Mozambique, for Namibia rather.
It's all about panic, and right now they want to play some panic play. It's still an open play because Mozambique only added a defender, so they can still penetrate through because they have the likes of Kaninab, a player who's capable of making things happen should they get closer to him. That's why I was saying the likes of Prince Chiweza will then have to just own up and take full responsibility and carry the ball going forward. It will really help them try and get a goal.
So Namibia and Mozambique, just to remind you, will be representing Cosafa at the Total Under-20 Africa Cup of Nations next year in Mauritania. The competition will start on the 14th of February and will play right through until March. If they finish in the semi-final there, they then go on to the FIFA Under-20 World Cup that also will be played next year.
What a disappointing way of throwing in a ball coming from Elton Zarafos there. He should know better. It's the second match he's playing, and he throws the ball as if he's playing in a very junior level. So I think they need to really help him fix that.
Ball into the far post. Gets up well. Novella clears. Paulinho. Kamatuka makes his way straight into the referee's book. Having just come on is the young Kamatuka. 18 years of age, is the young brother of Josini Kamatuka that currently plays for Cape Umoya United.
Asked for that one. I mean, a showing of starts. It directed going at the player. No intentions of playing the ball here. I mean, if you look at this tackle, it's just a straight show of starts. And hard one. Luckily, the likes of Valdemino were able to walk out of that one unharmed. Just a tiny knock. You could walk it off.
Two-footer challenge. But Augusto will dust that off and carry on. Kanji. Karuwambi back to Kanji. Falls for Cipriano for Mozambique. Intercepted by Nashikwa. But still Mozambique, they keep the ball. Augusto does well to release a teammate, gets it into the box in search for Cipriano, but Cipriano can't connect with it. Well, still falls kindly for them, but referee has given a free kick in favor of Njueza.
So give credit to this young man for such a wonderful sportsmanship. He knew that he committed a foul, and he was able to just quickly go to him and say, tough luck, mate, tough luck, get up. So unintended to rather commit that foul as Stasio Augusto.
Kimisi Zavala still yet to be beaten in the tournament. They don't score a lot of goals as Mozambique. They've managed just 4 goals, and their top scorer is that man on the ball. It's Cipriano on 2 goals, the others being Augusto. Novella with a very strong challenge there against Kamatuka.
A bit of anger coming from Cardoso Novella there. Unnecessary though, it's going to just switch him off, or it's going to set him off the game if he continues being that aggressive so early in the second half. I would rather clear it properly than to try and harm another person.
Eventually, the ball is really kept on the ground. Quick interchanging passes between Karuombe as well as Kamatuka, who finds his captain. Struggles for balance. Shot comes in from Kurirab. Had a good idea, but the angle was narrow. Had two players in the box that he could have tried to get it back to, line it up for Kanineb, and maybe Kanineb would have made something, as he scored already for Namibia in this tournament.
Well, taking that responsibility rather, and that awkward angle was just too ambitious for him. He's in motion, he's leaning back, he's not even leaning forward to just make contact with that ball. So you would rather added a touch and try to look for your teammates in the box, get a cross in, a blood rush to the head, and he goes for a strike. A very ambitious one though.
At this age, headlines are everything, trending is everything. So he probably saw his names in a trend, hashtag Gurirab. They did position Zavala. Paulinho, I beg your pardon, is the one in trying to recycle that ball for Mozambique. Throw in given away. This time around, he takes it right. Is the corner kick, is the throw in.
Apparently, he heard me say that it was poor initially. So he's got to get it right at this level. He should know how to take those throw-ins.
Juenza for Namibia. He's got Zavala for comfort. Oh, sells a dummy and does well. But that man again, Alfase, standing tall in that center of defense for Mozambique.
Oh, it's all now about keeping the balls short. Come in front of him, keep him behind you. And you are the likes of Kaninab, rather than keep him behind you, because he seems to be winning all these balls. I mean, the frustration coming there from Simon Cipriano, unable to rather time his run and stretched his foot to just infringe a player. Well, he gets himself a beautiful yellow card.
Third yellow of the match goes to Cipriano, first of Mozambique to go into the referee's black book. So 3 yellows in total given away in this match. 11 minutes gone in the second half. We still await the first team that will really strike in the second half. So far, it's Mozambique that will go on to lift the Cosafa trophy. Possession given away, defense under pressure and unable to really can't make it work between Augusto as well as Cipriano in that position. What do you do?
I think Simon Cipriano's a bit exhausted. Could have put a proper ball rolling for Udashi Augusto right in front of him, but it was also a caught offside. Maybe Cipriano should have went for a strike and forced the keeper to deflect it back, and maybe a second ball would have been something that was going to be profitable. It's just lack of weight on that ball.
Foot up challenge for both players. The referee will allow play to continue. Kanji does well to find Kamatuka. Kamatuka does well to find Giuseppe. They win a free kick in a very good area, in a Stephen Damasep area. That's what we call it now. If Namibia get a free kick, well, it's given the other way, it seems.
Yeah, well, he was showing his stats more than anything when he was going for that ball the second time around, and it was a push as well. So really, the referee's call that they infringed Bashio Nashitra there. So hence he gave advantage to Namibia.
Well, there's in that time they really pushed on the back. They come forward again as Mozambique. They really look good. Shot comes in from Cipriano. That is a Predator's first thinking. When you get in an area like that as a striker, you want to strike them hard, you want to strike them just the way that he did. Great goalkeeping as well, great football around. Man down just out of your picture for Mozambique. Namibia will continue playing in the ball, but unable to keep the ball in play was Njiwenza. Zarifros seemed to have worked on his throw in, and he's seeming to be getting it right. Cipriano, great first touch to bring down that ball under control, and trying to release Augusto, read well by Kanji. Kamatuka, Novella standing tall. Augusto looks to go around Baggio, but uses this the long legs that he's got is Baggio Nashikwa. Unhappy is Dario Montario, but that man right there did a sterling job against Angola, kept his side in contention, and in this game he's already beaten once. Augusto, battle of 17s, won this time around by Kanji. Kaninep coming deep to really try and collect that ball. There is some running off the ball from Namibia. Ball wide to Kamatuka.
Too heavy for him, man. Could have maybe shuffled back, and also trying to just time his back pedaling. Was one of the things was considerate of. Or ideally, it's good to switch play, because if you take it to the center backs, they forever clear them away. So rather confuse the enemy and rotate the ball and then take it back into the box and try and see if you cannot get yourself an equalizer.
An equalizer is exactly what Namibia needs to remain in contention in this match. As things stands now, with just an hour gone in this match, it is Mozambique that are seemingly running away with it. They come forward again. Ball into the box, lined up for Cipriano. Gets the touch, but not strong enough to get it to the back of the net. Namibia, they come away with it now, looking to counter, but Mozambique has numbers in defense. Karuombe, wide to Kamatuka. He's got two in the box to get it to. And Jamase stands tall and gives away the first corner of the second half, fourth of the match for Namibia.
The silent player, Diaz Fumo, in the second half, and his role has just been a simple one. Come back whenever we need to come back, attack whenever we need to attack. So he's a quiet player, not getting the ball most of the time because it's been switch of play.
Outswinger. Header comes in and unable to direct it goalward was Kandeta. Giziku Kanenda is 19 years of age, plays for Namib Eagles. Wins the header, does Cipriano. Has really been difficult to deal with Cipriano, especially in the second half for the Namibian defense. He's really used his height well. He made his presence felt. Well, Gabriel Pino comes in for Jose Zavala. Zavala, a left winger, and Gabriel Pino, a defender who scored a goal already in this tournament. Goes right into defense. Looks as though we'll be slotting in that center of defense alongside Alphase.
Defending with 5, shutting the back doors. There's 30 minutes remaining on the clock, so secure the back, secure the lead, and put those gigantic men just to defend through and through, and that's if they can sustain it. And if Namibia was to keep the ball down and maybe try to get closer and closer with passing drills, that would be a threat to Mozambican defense.
Played long from Rauka. So does well to keep the play rolling is Polino. He's got two men on the other side that he can go for. Baggio Nashikwa. But looks like Pino has been sent up front to try and deal with the presence of Baggio Nashikwa and try and trouble that center of defense of Namibia.
The search for another goal that is Mozambique, not sitting back. They're comfortable with the lead and comfortable with the way positional play has been favoring them. So they throw in a big man to try and keep the two big men that are sitting at the back, not to allow him or them to make those runs. If they were to make those runs or push forward to try and get a goal, then they would reposition it. The centre back of Namibia, there is Baggio Nashikwa, then send him up front.
Well, 25 minutes remain in this game. It's still Mozambique that are in good standing by a solitary goal lead from the half time, just in the half an hour mark from that man on the ball right there in Augusto. Laces one towards goal, but it lost its sting along the way. Cipriano seemingly to have dropped deep into the middle of the park, and a header comes in from Augusto.
Cipriano had delivered that cross as to find Dacio. Augusto's jump was too early and he couldn't put power on it. Seems to be a player down.
Ball into the box. Mistake from the defense, but it is a man, Zafaros, that clears it out. The referee will stop play because just out of your picture, Derisio Augusto is down. He is holding at his hamstring. So looks as though he's cramping.
He's landing. It's just aggravated his muscle pull. It's just a cramp. It needs him to just shake it off. And the game continues. I forgot to tell you that he's a Mozambican football president is within the presence of the delegates that are there. He said he couldn't watch it from home, rather he would make his way to the stadium.
So they've got options on the bench. Should Derisio Augusto not continue with this match, they can make up to 5 changes, and they've only used up 2 changes so far. Well, the referee will allow the play to a substitution to take place. Third of the match for Mozambique. Augusto will not be able to continue with this game after the sustained injury. Dlakama comes on in his place, a midfielder as well. Slots in directly onto the midfield position. Yellow card comes in again for Rene Tembe for time wasting. So they keep it going, but the referee hasn't restarted the match. So it goes on to the referee's book for time wasting is Rene Tembe. Xavier McClooney comes in so it's a striker for a midfielder that comes in. 17 years of age is Xavier. Karawombe cleans it up. Heavy first touch there. Should have really got that well from Dlakama.
Ambitious one coming on just a minute in the game. already have the endurance and the strength. Oh, goodness, that was a serious low blow. Happened right there. I couldn't miss this one because Prince Chueza has got a hit on a very sensitive area, and that was a hard one. That's what from this man who came on. That is Josias Jacam.
Really feels it and is hit his abdominal area, and with that is an opportunity for a walker break. It looked as though it really hit the inside of his thigh more than anything, got most of the thigh, but he knows exactly where it landed.
So are you saying that the ball is the size of a can? It goes direct to the thigh. It's not big enough to cover the whole circumferences.
Well, certainly did touch other areas that are sensitive, of course. You're looking, judging by his reaction, of course. James Brits and his charges will have just 20 minutes to really get back into this. What do you make of the second half, as well as all the substitutions that have been made from both teams?
Well, it's a possible substitutions that have been happening. The Josias, the Pinos have been coming on and just trying to add some solidarity in the Mozambican side. They've done well so far. Both just marking the lack of Zarafos already got his job on the roll there. And as for Malawi, the Kanibab came on, just not getting the ball the way he wants it. And Xavier McLean is also one of the players you'll see adding maybe pace going into the box. Because now with Namibia, you just need to push numbers forward. You don't really have to sit back. You've got nothing to lose but looking for an equalizer. And a couple of minutes remaining. There's a bit of a...
Well, we'll be looking to level matters as Namibia in the 20 minutes that remain. Well, for Mozambique, they'll be looking to really continue dominance in this game, as they have really done so in numbers, in stature, also their scoreboard pressure as well. Pino gets up there and at the faintest of touches, allowing the goalkeeper to really come back. Didn't look around him as Pino got up and tried to flick it for an oncoming player, but was too close to the keeper.
Some players really need a lot of coaching going into these big tournaments. As for Pino, if you look at his structure and how he just should be dominating up front, seems to be a bit casual or too light. The same way I was saying that the lack of Altin Zarafos, to me, seems like they have not started football early in the days. They rather started football quite late, but because of height, it's then something that they will consider, especially coming from Moss.
Well, with McClooney coming on, looks as though he's slotted into the middle of the park, and Stephen Damasem has been set up front. I did say that his natural positioning is a striker. They just have been playing him in that holding midfielder, but now they've put in a holding midfielder and sent him up front to partner up with Kanine, and they were hoping this can yield results. Time is really not on their side as Namibia.
Oh, you can send numbers going forward to the balls that get there. But if the balls were coming from Demisab, he was the one supplying them. But now you move him up front, he was going to dish him the balls. As Xavier McLean going to then play that role.
Let's allow Xavier McLean to really show us if this is really what he can do. Cipriano has dropped deep. He's really playing now in the center of the park, not as a striker anymore. Unhappy James Brits runs an academy of football, Kaizen's Academy of Football in Namibia. He is from locally born from Uppington. And interesting that his assistant coach coached him when he was a player back in the day. They also stay in the same street and share the same circle of friends and family. So that's how close they are as the technical team. McLennan goes wide to Gurirab. Gurirab tries to find Jueza, but Jamese reads that situations very well. He's got his eye on it, he's got a pulse on it. Long ball in trying search for Jueza. Jueza's first touch lets him down. Mozambique clean up. Isha with the clearance. McLennan really casual about things, you know, and heavy first touch there. The referee comes to their rescue, much to the dislike, just out of a picture from Coach Dario.
Okay, pressing was just too hard, and he coming from behind. Just not giving him any room. That is Caruso Novella. All he wants is the ball. And putting pressure is what is working for him. And why not put pressure, especially in that opposition's half? It works for him.
Pino does well to win possession there. And keeps it Ole Novella. Looks wide to McLennan, wins it. Wide and trying to release. Kanji does well to keep it in play, Kanji, but will be kicked against him from the oncoming running. Diaz, who's really dropped in that center of defense. Wide to Juenza. Manages to keep possession. Juenza. Into the box, Alfase clears. It's really been the story of the day. Anything that comes close to Alfase, he gets there first. Shot comes in from Kanineb. Turned and knew where the goal was. It didn't bother to look up before taking that strike.
I think it's just rushing and a quick turn and rushing to take the strike without even just preparing yourself. Just push the ball a little bit and just get closer if you can, or just find a teammate. It could have been a different attempted goal.
Cipriano, great first touch from him, plays it with Pino. Novella. Pino does well to continue with the run. Is Tembe, gets it into the box in no man's land. Will clear with ease in that center of defense from Gurirab. Mozambique get their first corner of the match.
Interesting part is that no Namibian player or Mozambican players gone to take that corner, so all of them are just shuffling around, and it seems like nobody wants to take that responsibility of getting that cross in. And the referee gives the nearest man who decides to go for that one. And that is Valdemiro Paulinho, who gets himself booked by the referee after time-wasting tactics, ignoring that set piece.
Third yellow card for Mozambican player, Paulinho, for time wasting. So it took 77 minutes before Mozambique can get a corner of their own. Paulinho to take it. And out swinger. Close to the near post. Keeper will punch that away. Not too far though. Takes it long in trying to release Damaset, but it will be cleared with ease by Tembe. Cipriano contends with that ball and does well is Cipriano. He's really had a good game besides not scoring.
Cipriano just being that goal poacher, that player that forces his way through, and if he gets a chance, he's going to punish you. But he plays a role as well, and when he does off the ball moves, say him and Prince Chuaz are just having a bit of a scaffolding, and support from Chuaz's teammate coming closer to try and help him. That is Chipenjabi Karumbe.
Well, Cipriano with 2 goals in this tournament hasn't yet added to his tally. Karl Karumbe, 18 years of age, plays for Kaizen. He spent a lot of time with his coach because he plays for his academy. Into the box in search of Pino. Pino wins the header. Alpha Set comes from an offside position in trying to really get to the end of that ball. Taken low, and it's yet another tall man, Zafiris, that wins that header. Zagama, he's got McLaren for comfort, and it's cleared out by Kandetu. So 10 minutes remain in this game. It's still Namibia that lead, that trade by a goal to nil against Mozambique. Both this team making their final for the second time. In 2010, Namibia lost by 4 goals to nil to Zambia, and in 2008 rather, Mozambique also lost in the final. So a 12-year wait for Mozambique for this moment. And as things stand, Damasen, they come forward. Juenza with a good opportunity, lines it up, and just almost an on goal there from the captain James. Sultan James unhappy with his defenders. Namibia had the numbers. Namibia really should have made it count there.
I said it, keep it low, keep it close, pass one another, add more numbers in the box.
Juenza with the shot. Beg your pardon on there. Juenza had an opportunity again to get it going. They're really piling on the pressure now. They take it short again. Gets it into the box and finds Pino at the near post. Too close to Pino.
Could have saw something different there. Namibia converted that one. Would have been a very interesting ending to this match. Now that they've rather kept their numbers added up front, they seem to be finding the final third. Can they do more? Yes, if they continue with how they just missed this opportunity.
Albino is up front now, trying to win that header, doesn't get to that ball. Will try and do best he can to try and gain advantage. Namibia come away with it. Looking to press and pile pressure is the Namibians. Karuombe keeps it rolling. Shot comes in from McLaren. Keeper doesn't correct. And Juenza is unable to get there on time as Zavala spilled that ball. Looking lively is the Namibians.
There was an incident that happened earlier on. I mean, James was just all soldiering on and poked that one out of the goal frame. It was, had it gone beyond him, would have been a different story. And the coach, oh my goodness, in disbelief after that. Just one chance that could have brought them back into the game.
Back live on pictures. The referee dishes out a yellow card to Jamese. They really won't be worried about collecting them because this is the last match of the tournament. So looks like they'll keep on collecting them as they try to chop away seconds on that clock. Karuombe, McLean, Gurirab takes his eye off the ball at a very crucial time. Concentration, focus, and everything else that comes in handy at this time. This is concentration moments.
Well, it's all about applying your state of mind. If the body's tired, rather just play with your mind and just say, we are a few minutes away from wrapping this match off, so let us rather soldier on and continue to press high. Remember, coach of Mozambique was just adding one defender. He could have maybe added another one, just put extra legs up front, in the center rather.
Wide to Kanji, looks to get it into the goal, far post. Dlakama clears, throw in Namibia. That man right there has hope. He knows that it is not over yet. We can see the fat lady warming up her vocal cords, but Namibia will want that fat lady to hold off slight a bit as they go forward asking the questions. Mozambique denying them the answers. Dlakama, throw in for Namibia. Young Braves is what they are called, and really displaying bravery in the closing minutes in this game. They trail by a goal to nil. Jueza had a great showing in this game. He's had a great tournament so far. And Diario will be hoping that his side can really close the holes that have seemingly opened up in defense, those slight cracks.
Now if we look at them defending with 5, with Pinho Edet at the back, being asked to come back from front line to come join the defenders and at them so that they can be all 5 of them. So it's just them shutting the back door now, just monitoring and just guiding how Zambia are coming at them, because they can't control the tempo of the game. They lose the ball most of the time, and Namibia seems to be getting it right in the last dying minutes of the game, where they just find one another with passes, where they move off the ball as unity.
Juenza. Juenza. Unable to get to the end of that ball is Damaseb. He's got 2 goals so far in this tournament. One came from an open play and the other came from a set-piece situation. He's the reason that Namibia are in the final. He was the reason why Namibia got into the semi-final in the first place. Nishikwa. They keep it rolling. Juenza. Ganji. Alfase with the clearance. Not far from Alfase. But Jamese will clear for Mozambique. So if Namibia get that equalizer, we'll go straight through to penalty shootouts. Mozambique have already been in the penalty shootouts in this tournament. Won 5-4 against Zambia. They've scored all their penalties in their distance, and Zavala with the only save in their second penalty kick of the game. Tamatuka will let that ball go out for a throw in. It's Karwombe. Dario off his bench. These are the dying minutes. This is when his defense needs to really remain switched on. And too close to the keeper, will collect with comfort, will take as many seconds away as he can from that clock. Juenza had a good showing, but he'll really want to get a goal in this game that will see him level matters and give his side hope.
And it took them the last 10 minutes to come alive, to start playing proper football, and now they're chasing a game they could have been leading if that's how they started the game. So how they finish is how they were supposed to start. Now they are chasing a game, they're able to crack the defense of Namibia. It's just unfortunate that they don't get it hitting the net. Look at the numbers they're throwing forward.
Interesting to see if Mozambique can hold off in terms of their defense. The keeper leaves his line and comes as high as he can just to get that ball rolling for the young Braves. Takes it wild in search of Ganji. And Tembe raises high enough to win that header. Taken quickly, Juenza. So free kick. They'll take their time about getting things going. unhappy James Brits in the bench for Namibia. He will really deserve that his side can go away with something in this game.
Well, it's too late now, unless something happens in the last additional time. I mean, you could hear that only 4 minutes will be added on this until the 90-minute elapses. So maybe a miracle or a chance will avail itself, and they'll just convert in the box. But Mozambique also buying time and just taking it nice and slow.
Great control from Paulinho. Cipriano finds support from Tembe. There's two in the box that Tembe can get to. Cipriano as well as Lakama. It doesn't read that ball well when Paulinho tried to lay it up for Tembe. Was hoping he continues with the run. Goal kick. It's pumping them high up front. They've sent their big man up front also is Namibia. So they've sent Kandete. So referee's optional time will be 4 minutes. That will be added on as Alfase clears it. And Tembe is unable to clean up clinically in defense. Paulinho finds Cipriano. He's alone with Nashikwa. And Cipriano does well. Goes for a foul and wins it. So 4 minutes added after 90 has come and gone. It's still Mozambique that are with the advantage. They've got one hand on their trophy so far. Novella. So space there opening up for him. Everyone expected him to pass there, but he decided to go straight for goal and take advantage of the space that was opening up for him.
Oh, tight angle going for the first pole. Maybe he had gone for the last pole. Maybe with his left foot even would have gotten a nice, smooth, hard and low curler. But going for an outer foot, you're just targeting the near post, and the keeper really has that covered.
Lakama to Cipriano. Back to Lakama. Combining well on the far side is Mozambique. Lakama does well. Keeps possession. Really, that's the best way to really buy time. Keep the ball at your feet. Jamase will try to keep the ball in and kick it away in anger because he really failed at an attempt of what he was trying to do.
Well, referee, you can't fault him there because the ball needs to stay out and use the nearest one on the cone. And that one will be rather sanitized. So he's safe there.
Rene Tembe wins the free kick for Mozambique. So the Mozambicans
on the one-on-one situation here. Good pressure, but sticking his body out. That is Rene Tembe, and denied the run there by that young man who's just been quiet, Benua Kanji.
They concede possession to Njueza. Njueza comes forward. Does well to find support from Kamatuka. Loses balances as he tries to take that shot. But it's Alfase that does well. Damasep. Alfase with the telling touch. Telling interception from Alfase. Corner kick to Namibia. The referee calls Rene Tembe, who's already on a yellow card, and he just gives a tough talking to. So 7th corner of the match for Namibia. Can they make it work? In swinger. They do have big bodies, and it is Mozambique that deals with it. The keeper jumps up highly, nicely to get that ball out of there. And on all eyes now on Abongile Tom. 30 seconds of the 4 minutes added remain. Jagama tries to go wide in search for Tembe, but Namibia come away with it. Paulinho going down is Jamase. So will be the first captain to lift the trophy for Mozambique at the under-20. As I say that, Abonkile Tom blows for full time. So with 90 minutes come and gone, it is Mozambique that end a 12-year wait to really get their hands on the Cosafa trophy. The bench is delighted. They came into the tournament without conceding a goal in open play, and we made sure that they do the business is Mozambique. So after 90 minutes, they really deservedly ended on. Your thoughts?
It's all about hard work and dedication and how bad you want it. So in this instance, Mozambique showed character and showed the interest and the hunger for it, even though the goal was scrappy. It still results into them being the champions of the Cosafa Under-20 Championship. So
after the 90 minutes and all the added time has been put in, it is Mozambique that walk away as champions at times of full time. It's really been exciting from Mozambique. They've done everything they needed to do from the 2 draws against South Africa and gone on to draw against defending champion Zambia. They've really taken on the teams that have really made more decisions in this as far as where the Cosafa Cup goes.
Well, I think they just timed their move throughout the tournament. They knew what they wanted to do early. They knew when they should go for goal. They knew when to not go for goal, because it's all about stages. So in each stage, they strategized for it.
Well, Rato stands by with the players.
Thank you very much, commentary team. Well, the young members are the Cosafa Under-20 Youth Champions. Alongside me, we do have our player of the match, and it is Cardoso Novella, who's clocked over 300 minutes in the Cosafa Under-20 Youth Championship. Firstly, how does he feel, knowing very well that the team has qualified for the total Under-20 African Cup of Nations?
Como é que você se sente pelo facto de saber que já está apurado para o Campeonato Africano das Nações?
É uma sensação muito alegre. Gostei muito pela competitividade que tivemos aqui. E isso foi fruto do nosso trabalho. Não tem tanta coisa a dizer, apenas para agradecer. Só.
Well, I do want to thank the group. I do want to thank my colleagues and the whole group, because it was a good competition, and I believe we did prepare and prepared well for that.
Congratulations, thank you. Cardoso Novella, I am now joined by the Namibian coach. Coach, appreciate your time. The mandate was, of course, to qualify for the total Under-20 African Cup of Nations, but now the team losing in the final. How do you feel just about the performance throughout the tournament?
I think our tournament was very good. You know, it was beyond expectations. Unfortunately, we didn't get the result today. As you saw, the boys tried the utmost best, but unfortunately the ball didn't go into the back of the net. Mozambique had a defensive approach. We tried our utmost best, but it didn't work for us.
Thank you, Coach.
Okay.
Namibia unable to get the goal, but they will walk away with the silver. Now joining me, we have the coach of Mozambique. He's smiling, and you wonder why. It is to Cardoso Novella, who walked away with the player of the match. Coach, appreciate your time. History has been made. Mozambique champions of the Cosafa Under-20 Youth Champion.
Yes, I want to thank God. Victory. I want to send that victory for all the people of my country. I don't have words.
No problem. Thank you very much, Coach. You can go and celebrate with the team.
Thank you.
I hand it over back now to the commentary team, as they will now be taking you over through the prize giving ceremony.
Well, the third and fourth winners came through this afternoon. It was Angola that took on Zambia, the defending champions, and the Angolans did well and made sure that they walk away with the third place 3 years in a row. The last time they were runners-up 3 years in a row also was 2000, 2001 and 2002. So this is what the players get as far as the tournament is concerned. There is the dignitaries stepping up there with the... So The Fair Play Award comes in on there, and they will be given to different players. So dignitaries, Mr. Timothy Shongwe, Chairman of Cosafa Competitions, Nelson Mandela Bay, Executive Acting Mayor, Councillor Ngabapanga, as well as Safa Mzimkulu Fina, Safa President of the Eastern Cape. So the first team to go on and collect will be the officials. So keeping up to the regulations of COVID-19, it will be sitting right there on a tree of its own, and the players will go and collect.
Well, it starts with the officials of the third and fourth place, the Letitia Viana from Eswatini and Clarice Simango, who were officiating that opening match. Then it comes, follows by his official who just wrapped up the match. There is Abongile Tom from South Africa and Eska Rumik from Zimbabwe, and Diana Chikotesha from Zambia will be the officials that collect their medals.
Okay. The FIFA Fair Play for Namibia is the one that comes up on through to Namibia. Is given through to Namibia. The captain will come forward in Stephen Damaseb to collect it for the team.
Stephen, just stand there, please.
So they'll now be handing out to individual awards as the dignitaries stamp up there. They'll start off with the goalkeeper of the tournament. Without conceding a goal in this tournament, in Kamisi Zavala has seen his side through this match, and even in the previous match has kept him in terms of the penalties as well.
A solid performance coming from the Kermis Zavala. Who would have thought that he'll be the main man after competing with Rauku. It was quite a healthy competition, and he's got one for the future, a character that you could groom for the future national team. And is Kermis Zavala.
The next award goes through to the top goal scorer of the tournament, and it is jointly by Snejongo Mkiva of South Africa and Ambrosini Antonio Salvador of Angola. Collects his second medal as a top goal scorer, second year in the running. Last year scored 6 goals in the tournament. This year only managed half of that.
Good player, this young man, one for the future too, to look out for in the national team, especially in the senior national team. I mean, having scored 3 goals throughout the toughest tournament they've played, he's most likely going to take that one as a motivation of some sort.
And the next award goes to the player of the tournament, the captain of the Zambian national team in Prince Moba will collect the player of the tournament. He goes away to Spain, will spend time with Villarreal, as this is part of the prize as well.
Well, set to travel to Spain and train with Villarreal and get to learn what really happens within the Villarreal fraternity. He was just going to learn quite a lot. Well, a decent player. He put in good minutes and he put in extra work. So it's a well-deserved award, should we say. And he will travel to represent his nation, that is Zambia. And we look forward to seeing his more resilience and more persistence.
Well, winner of the Villarreal player development program. Something that will be great for him is Prince Moba. He's shown that he's got the skill, and it'll just help him sharpen it slight a bit at the highest level. Now, the bronze medalist in Angola coming up to collect them, led by their captain Andrade. Had a good tournament, had a good showing. Really were tipped to be one of the favorites.
Oh, they had something promising, these young stars. They thought they would perhaps get over the hurdle of making the third place. It seems like they're comfortable there. They've been collecting the very same medal for the past 3 years. And maybe coming back next year, they'll contest for that gold medal. However, we say congratulations and well done, young stars, for pushing up to this far. Through the toughest times, the pandemics, you guys were able to just stay safe and play a beautiful football.
Well, they'll be hoping next year to come back and have a better tournament. They finish third for the 4th time since competing in the last 18 years. So as the officials collect their bronze medalist, Mr. Franco, the leader of delegation, and they'll just task him with cleaning up of the stand for some of the officials that are not in.
I don't understand why he's collecting those medals, because the number of players they put are 15. So remaining medals will rather be given to members who are part of the task team.
Runners-up for the 2nd time in the Cosafa Under-20 tournament is Namibia. Will be led by their captain to go collect their silver medals. I feel that they'll be hoping that next year they can come back and do better. When I caught up with the coach earlier on, did say that 10 of these players in this team will certainly be coming back in the next tournament. They've proven their worth, and age is also on their side.
Putting extra work and putting a lot of effort towards achieving so much and going home with a silver medal. It might be a heartbroken team. However, at least you're walking home with something around your neck. Other teams just accompanied this trophy, others just witnessed it and saw it. I mean, if a coach is putting so much smile after so much work, I mean, he's done his part. And all he can say now is, boys, we can do better. We will do better. We've left a mark in South Africa, so onwards we go.
Onwards we go. The young Braves of Namibia. Now to the moment that we've all been waiting for, to see that trophy being lifted up. Will be led by the captains, is the winning champions, Mozambique champions for the 1st time. And it's the 1st time that a new team is crowned since 2005 when Madagascar won it. Besides that, it's been 3 teams that have won it. Zambia with 11 trophies, South Africa with 8 medals, and Zimbabwe with 6 medals. Madagascar having been the only side to have lifted up the trophy just once. So Mozambique write their name in history books for 2020 edition of the Cosafa Under-20.
When the gods are on your side, there's nothing that can be taken away from it. They were a scrappy team. They went together when initially started. They seemed very shaky, and a team that has only spent 2 weeks of preparation for this tournament. However, they come out victorious. They go home and writing their history of Cosafa Under-20 Youth Championship, adding a 4th country to the champions of this beautiful trophy. It's been around, but Mozambique hasn't lifted it, and today they get to rather take it home.
They take home the winners' medals, and next year in February they will be going on to Mauritania to represent the southern region as far as Africa Cup of Nations is concerned. Mozambique as well as Namibia will still have an opportunity to book their names, to book their space in the 2021 FIFA World Cup. Should they finish in the top 4 of the competition, all they have to do is win the group stages, make it to the semi-finals, and they can maybe, they will in fact would have written their name and booked their spot in the World Cup. So Coach Dario taking his medal. He's led the young Mambas to a triumphant Cosafa Under-20 championship played here in South Africa. And now for the moment that all the players in yellow have been waiting for, and everyone in Mozambique has been waiting for. So for the champions to lift it up. And with that, we tell you and we confirm it that Mozambique are the champions of the 2020 Cosafa Under 20 Youth Championships played in the Nelson Mandela Bay region. We are the champions. They are the champions. The job done well for Mozambique. They walk with it. Jamase waiting, lifting it up, hoisting it up. They're going to pose for the pictures of the players. They truly deserve it. They've come out to play for it. They didn't concede a goal. They made sure they win it with at all costs. So it's been quite a tournament for Mozambique. Came through as underdogs, and it is their name that is engraved in that trophy. A beautiful one indeed for Mozambique. A job well done. No one really expected them to do this. Coach Dario taking charge for the first year of the Cosafa Under 20 team, and has really done a sterling job. They are happy with Jamese. So this is how the goal came about that decided the victory for Mozambique.
Yes. Which backdrop now, Chabu? Which backdrop? It's gone now.